It almost feels like every second video you see or every second article on the internet is about how to build a mosquito trap. And believe me, I understand why they exist. We have cedar trees all around our yard, which means we are loaded with mosquitoes around here. But instead of making a video for you guys on how to make a mosquito trap to get rid of them, I actually want to make a video to tell you guys why you should not be making them and why you want mosquitoes around. Now, if you've been around here for a while, you really shouldn't be surprised that I am supporting an insect and telling you why you should be keeping it here. But even for me, you might think that this has gone a little bit too far, that I'm defending mosquitoes, those blood-sucking pests. But I'm actually here to tell you exactly why you should be keeping them in your garden. But if you're new here, my name is Bree from Urban Gardening Canada, and I garden in Ottawa Zone 5. Before we get any further into today's video though, I do want to mention that mosquitoes are responsible for some very deadly diseases like malaria and Zika, and they also lead to illnesses like West Nile virus. So this video, although will be interesting, it is not meant for places that have malaria outbreaks or are susceptible to Zika. If this is your area, then managing mosquitoes is absolutely necessary. This is for all of us Canadians where we don't have malaria, Zika, dengue virus, yellow fever, none of that exists here. So these are things that you don't have to worry about in our mosquito population, which is why you'll want to check out today's video. So I've broken down this video into 3 parts. The first one is facts about mosquitoes, so that way you can understand a little bit more about them and why they are so important. The second is how you can control mosquitoes in other ways that don't include mosquito traps. And the third one is things that you should absolutely avoid using in your property. So let's get into the facts first. And all of these facts are intended for you to really get a better understanding of them, because if you are going to choose to do something about it, I want you to be informed on why they're so important and why it's such a big deal to be killing them. And then once you've heard all of the facts, then you can make a better decision on if traps are right for you or not. So the first fact is that there are actually over 3,700 species of mosquitoes, and most of them don't actually bite humans, even if you think you're really tasty, and I am definitely tasty blood for a lot of mosquitoes. And it's actually only the female mosquitoes that bite you, and they're looking for protein after they've laid their eggs. They're looking to build back up that energy. Male mosquitoes don't bite at all, and they actually only feed on flower nectar during their lifetime. And to me, this is one of those things that I didn't realize that there was even more than one species of mosquitoes. To me, mosquito is mosquito is mosquito, but to find out that there's over 3,700 of them is wild. So fact number 2 is that of the over 3,700 mosquito species, they fall into 112 genera. So this is the plural for the genus. And of those 112 genera, 3 of the genera are responsible for most of our major illnesses that are being transferred through mosquitoes. Okay, I am going to say these names wrong because I don't speak Latin well or at all. And so I'm going to take you through the 3 different genera that are causing a lot of our diseases. And the first one is the Anopheles genera, and this is the one that is responsible for the parasite that transmits malaria. Inside that genus, there are 500 species, and of those 500 species, 30 to 40 of them are responsible for transmitting malaria. So this is, again, 30 to 40 of this 3,700 species are responsible for malaria. In terms of Zika, there are more than one genus that's responsible, but the primary one is the Aedes genus, and specifically it's A. aegypti and the A. albopictus. And this Aedes genus is also responsible for dengue fever. All right, so the final one is the Culex genus, and this one is most important for Canadians because this is the one that can carry the West Nile virus. So this one requires the species to eat both birds and humans because birds infected with West Nile virus give it to the mosquitoes, and when the mosquitoes bite us, they transfer West Nile virus to us. So it's important for me to mention, especially to Canadians, that we cannot get malaria, dengue fever, or yellow fever here in Canada, along with chikungunya. I am going to spell that one below for you guys because I've actually never heard of it before I started researching this video. This is is not something that we have to worry about here. We do have to worry about West Nile virus, but luckily for us, it makes people sick, but it's rarely deadly unless you are part of the vulnerable population. And so this is something where we don't really need to worry about mosquitoes transmitting deadly diseases to us. Based off my research, these 3 genera are really where the discussion should start on killing mosquitoes, is going after the ones that transmit these deadly diseases like malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, and Zika. So if we are gonna look at killing mosquitoes, targeting these species specifically is a really great place to start. So fact number 3, believe it or not, mosquitoes are actually pollinators, and they are responsible for moving pollen and nectar from flower to flower to helping them produce seeds. I know we don't want to believe it, but this fact is true. And in fact, we have certain plants that rely almost completely on mosquitoes for pollination. We have a native plant here in Canada as well as the US called the blunt-leaved bog orchid. And although some moths do pollinate it, it actually relies on 16 different species of mosquitoes to pollinate it. And it can be found here in Canada, in the Pacific Northwest of the US, around the Great Lakes, and even in New England. And this is a native species that really is going to rely on the mosquitoes, so it's important that we make sure to take care of them. All right, fact number 4 is that mosquitoes are actually a food source for many, and what's interesting about them is they are a food source for both land-based animals and water-based animals, because the adults live on land while their larvae live in the water. So they are actually feeding a wide variety of animals, from birds and bats to frogs, beetles, dragonflies, and even hummingbirds. So they're an important food source for a lot of different living beings. There was a study done in 2010 where they did mosquito measures in a region of France called Camargue. Again, I'm not French. And they said that they saw a 25% decrease in breeding success of the house martin because it's an insectivorous bird. So when they were killing the mosquitoes, they were killing the food source of these birds as well. And of course, bird populations are already in massive decline. So if we are killing mosquitoes, we are killing birds, and it's going to just make the problem that much larger. So fact number 5 is kind of a funny one, and that is that mosquitoes protect our planet, and they protect the rainforest and a lot of different places on our earth. And that's because they are so irritating that it keeps humans out of certain places because they can't handle the populations of mosquitoes, which means that it is stopping us from tearing down and developing different parts of the planet where we really don't have any business being, such as a lot of the rainforest. So the mosquito populations are actually defending the earth by doing their job of being just super irritating. All right, so the main purpose of all of these facts is specifically to show you how important mosquitoes actually are to the ecosystem around us, how important they are as a food source for protecting different environments. And I'm hoping that you realize that it's not just one species. There are thousands of species out there. Few are transmitting diseases. Not many here in Canada as a whole, but yet they are providing a lot more for the ecosystem than for the irritating time that they provide to us when we are outside. The thing with your mosquito trap is that 24/7 it is killing mosquitoes, versus you're only outside probably an hour or 2 hours in the day. And there's a lot of other things that you can do to prevent mosquitoes from harassing you or bugging you that doesn't involve killing the mosquitoes at all times. There are birds and mammals and all other amphibians out there that are looking around all day long for food to be eating because they rely on hunting for food in order to survive. And if we are killing mosquitoes, then we are killing a food source for them. Again, just for an hour or 2 of us being outside trying to enjoy ourselves. So I want to talk about the different measures that you can do to prevent mosquitoes from being around you, so that way you can actually enjoy your time outside. And the first is a really simple one, and that is to bring a fan outside with you. There are standing fans that you can have. You have hand fans that you can bring around with you now that are rechargeable. So it's not difficult to have one with you. And the reason that these work is because mosquitoes are actually terrible flyers. So just having a light breeze around you is all it takes to blow them away and leave you alone. So if you're like me and you have this nice outdoor seating area, then you just have to get a standing fan and keep the air moving at all times, and it's going to help keep them away. The next one is to use bug spray. So there's a million different types of bug sprays out there for you to use. This is a great one if you are going hiking or you're going out somewhere and you can't bring a fan with you, then put on some bug spray. Another option is to wear protective clothing. So this can be long sleeves, long pants, or even those bug hats that people own. I actually own one of those too. So if the bugs are really, really bad, you can throw one of those on. The next option is to make sure that everything around your property is not inviting them in. So there's certain things that you can do just to avoid having mosquitoes around you. And the biggest thing is to remove sources of standing water on your property. So you want to make sure that you are storing flower pots, watering cans, and wheelbarrows upside down, replacing water in bird baths every second day, covering your rain barrels with a fine screen mesh, and removing any standing water around your property, such as in recycling bins or even in your kids' play equipment. And then if you want to prevent them even further, especially from breeding, then you're going to really want to make sure that you have no standing water around. So you're going to want to, in order to avoid having standing water around, you're going to want to assess your property a little bit. And the first thing that you're going to do is check under shrubs and anything in your flower gardens for any hidden containers that can have water pooling in them. If you have a pond, making sure that you're aerating it to get oxygen into it. If you have a swimming pool, making sure that your swimming pool itself is clean and chlorinated, but also that the pool cover is not collecting any water on it. And then again, same thing, if you have any type of kids' play equipment or anything that could collect water on it, removing those and dumping them, flipping them upside down, whatever it is, just to keep that standing water away from your property. And this is going to help stop them from breeding. All right, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about the things that you should absolutely not do. As I see all of these videos online about these mosquito traps, or I see what's available from different companies that exist on the market, I feel really frustrated that one of the things that we seem to do in our human nature is if there's something that we don't like or that irritates us, one of our main decisions is to kill it. And I just don't agree with the idea that the first choice is to kill things. And especially because everything that I'm going to tell you on this list to avoid kills so much more than mosquitoes. We're talking about our bees, our moths, our butterflies. It can be dangerous to birds, humans, dogs, cats. Like the list is full, and yet we don't think twice about, oh, well, this is going to remove mosquitoes, so therefore it must be good. But it's actually harmful to so much more than that. And again, just the concept that we believe that the best option is to kill something or to eradicate it fully is just not the right answer. And again, even if we're seeing how these large corporations are trying to eradicate mosquitoes, but knowing that it stops the breeding success of birds by eradicating mosquitoes is another example. Unless it's the genus that we're talking about that transmits these diseases, there is so much more benefits to mosquitoes than there are negatives. So the first one is bug zappers. This one has been around forever. You can still buy them at the stores, and they are generally bug zappers that use light to attract bugs to kill them. Mosquitoes are not attracted to light. They are attracted to carbon dioxide. This means that when you are putting up a bug zapper that uses light, you're not attracting mosquitoes to it. So every time you hear that thing buzz as it's killing something, it's actually killing pollinators like moths. Moths are attracted to light, so you are attracting moths, they're dying, and the mosquitoes are continuing to hang around you and to bite you. Versus you can go to some restaurant patios and all they do is turn on a ceiling fan, and that's really all it takes because they are such poor flyers. Now there's other newer products on the market. I know one brand called Thermacell, and there are probably others just like it. And they have a scentless, sightless chemical that they bring out of it that is meant to make you feel like everything is safe and fine. But these use pyrethroids in them, which is an insecticide. And this insecticide is actually toxic to your cats, it's toxic to you, and it's especially toxic to pollinators. So if you are using a Thermacell and there are bees out or moths out or any other butterflies, dragonflies flying around, these insecticides will kill these bugs that are here, not just mosquitoes. So it's not something that is effective for only mosquitoes, it's effective for a lot of different things. And as a gardener, since you're watching this video, that means that you truly rely on the pollinators around you, and really your garden isn't set up for you, it's set up for the biodiversity around you and yourself. And using these products that have these insecticides that are coming out into the environment is not good for anyone around you, and especially not for your pollinators. And the final one is spraying your lawn. Spraying your lawn as like this mass killing does so much more than just killing mosquitoes. It is going to be killing literally your bees, your caterpillars, your butterflies, all of it. And we had seen a Facebook post where someone said, like, you moved out to the country, why are you spraying your lawn? And people were just so defensive of it. But truly, when did we get so detached from nature that we need to kill everything around us? Do we need artificial turf lawns everywhere? Do we need fake trees everywhere so the leaves don't make your lawn messy? Like, what is it? Where do we draw the line of how far we separate ourselves from nature as beings that actually are nature and belong to nature? Where do we draw that line? And to me, spraying your lawn to kill mosquitoes is over the line of something that you really shouldn't be doing, because there are so many other bycatch animals and insects that are going to be poisoned by this. So whatever you do, please do not spray your lawn. Do not pay a company to spray your lawn to kill mosquitoes. Go back to the part of how you can control mosquitoes easily and turn on a fan, and you're going to be so much happier around the outdoors, so you can really enjoy that space. But otherwise, I do hope that you found this video insightful. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you've gained a little bit of an appreciation for mosquitoes, understanding how diverse they are and how much they're actually protecting our planet and feeding the other living beings on our planet, and contributing to the biodiversity that we work so hard to include in our gardens and our spaces that we're sharing with others. And if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below on if you did find this video interesting and your thoughts overall on them. And otherwise, check out this playlist here. Bye.